Hi, today we're going to do a yoga sequence for back pain and shoulder pain. So it's not specifically focused for any specific type of back pain. There's certain things like sciatica where some of the postures wouldn't really fit. It really depends what kind of back pain you have. But today we're going to work more on back pain, which is related to being seated in front of a computer all day or stuck at home, or any tension that you may have in the shoulders. So we're going to start seated on the mat, at the front of the mat, just in a cross-legged position. Once again, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always start seated on a chair or with the hips lifted up above the knees, so with a cushion or some blankets under the pelvis. Place the hands on the thighs, and we're just going to close the eyes and try to focus a little bit on the breath. So take one big inhalation through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Make a fist with your right hand. You're going to press the right hand, or actually no, release the right hand and just place the right hand onto your solar plexus. So it's sort of that space just below the bust, between the two ribs. So just place your hand firmly against your solar plexus without pushing, and you're just going to take a deep breath. Try to really release the diaphragm. And I'm going to ask you now to just clench your left fist and just see what happens. So you should have felt a contraction of the diaphragm. That's what happens when you tense a part of your body. Inhale, release everything. Exhale, release. Inhale. And clench your fist, and you should feel your diaphragm reacting. So the muscles underneath your right hand should contract and move in slightly. So this is your diaphragm. So we're going to try really concentrate, bring the air down to the diaphragm. When you inhale, you're going to release your belly, completely release everything. And when you exhale, just let the air contract. So without forcing, so try to feel your lower belly lifting up. We'll just do a few breaths. So let's say about 6 deep breaths. You can continue breathing through the nose and exhaling through the mouth with the lips parted and really released. Or if you prefer, you can try Ujjayi breath. So it's a slight contraction of the vocal cords. You can bring the tip of your tongue up to your palate. Keep the mouth closed. Try to relax all the muscles in your face. And it's a breathing that makes a noise. So air is going to pass over the vocal cords, and you're going to sound a little bit like Darth Vader. So inhale and exhale. So try to just sense the movement of the diaphragm. Inhale, release everything. And exhale, you should begin to feel a slight contraction in the lower belly. Inhale. And exhale. Keep going. Inhale. And exhale. Now, once you have this awareness of the breath, you're now going to try really breathe into the lower back. So you're just going to focalize your attention there. If you have someone at home with you, you can ask them to actually place their hand onto your lower back. Or if you don't have anyone, you can actually move up against the wall so that your back is pressing into the wall. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just try to imagine a hand placed really against your lower back. So you can have this option of really sitting up with the lower back against the wall and try to breathe into the lower back as much as possible. So you're trying to fill the space where you feel the hand or the wall pressing against your back. Release your shoulders, take a large inhalation, bring the air towards the lower back. Expand and exhale, release. Contract, yes. Inhale. Feel the lower back expand. So try to feel this space in your lower back getting bigger as you inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale, expand. Now when you exhale, try to keep the space in your lower back, so you're lengthening out through the spine and you're contracting in the lower belly. One more time, inhale. And exhale, contract, lengthen. Now we're going to try a 3-part breath. So you can either keep focusing the air towards the lower back, or you can just let the air flow where it goes. But we're going to exhale in 3 parts. You're going to take one big inhalation, and when you exhale, you're going to make 3 pauses. So you don't inhale between the pauses, you just stop the breath, pause for a moment, continue exhaling, stop the breath, pause, and then continue exhaling and stop the breath, pause and inhale. So we're going to try together. So big inhalation. And exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Inhale. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Inhale. And exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Last time, inhale. And exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Take a big inhalation and exhale through the mouth. Now you're just going to walk your hands to the side, tent the fingertips, lift the arms up right to the side. So reach the arms behind you a little bit. Try to open up through the chest, and exhale, bring the hands towards the chest. Release. Lower the head down towards the hands. Try to stretch out through the back of the neck. And now we're going to release the hands, walk the hands behind you, tent the fingertips. So the hands are really turned facing inwards. The fingertips are pointing towards the pelvis. And you're just going to lean slightly back, but try to really open the chest up to the ceiling. If your arms are really long, you can try to press the palms down onto the ground. If not, you can stay on fingertips and just lift the chest up to the ceiling, really drawing the shoulder blades together. Breathe. Keep breathing down into the lower belly. Lengthen up through the chest, open the chest up to the ceiling, and come back. Now we're going to straighten the arms forward. You're going to lower your thumbs into your palms and just wrap the other fingers around the thumb. So this is a bit for your wrists and your forearms. Start turning the fingers down to the ground. So you're making a fist, but you're turning the fingers down to the ground. Reach, 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 and release. Now just with the right hand, start turning the hands so at an angle, and then wrap the fingers around. And you're going to use the other hand just to pull on the hand a little bit to open out the back of the wrist. Yes. And now the opposite. So push the palm of the hand forward into your other fingers. Press. Try to place the shoulder blades onto the back and release. Opposite side. So turn your wrist, your palm facing you at a right angle, and then curl the fingers in and just pull very gently with the other arm. So try not to push too much. Then come back center and push with your fingers as if you're pushing through the center of the palm. Reach forward, push, try to really place the shoulder blades onto the back. Breathe, continue breathing. And release. Roll your shoulders up to your ears. Inhale and exhale, release down slowly. Inhale, roll your shoulders forward and up, and exhale down and back. 2 more times. Inhale, roll forward and up, and reach down and back. Last time. Inhale, forward and up, and down and back. Now reach the arms forward, plug the shoulders into their sockets, and you're just going to bring the right arm crossed over the left arm. Bend both elbows, try to wrap the arms around each other. If this isn't available to you, you can just place the back of the hands against each other or try to grab through a finger. Now pull your elbows forward as if somebody's grabbing you and pulling the elbows towards them, and try to really slide the shoulder blades down the back. Start lifting the fingertips up to the ceiling. Trace a line with your nose up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the belly. Inhale, keep the shoulder blades drawing down. And exhale, start bringing the elbows into the ribs, round into the back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, round into the back. Bring the elbows into the rib cage. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, down. And last time, inhale, reach up. And exhale, round into the back. Slowly release the arms, lift the elbows up over the head, stretch, pull the elbows back behind you, open the chest as much as possible, and reach the arms forward for the opposite side. So this time we'll cross the left arm over the right arm, bend the elbows, wrap round, pull the elbows forward, draw the shoulder blades down, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, lengthen to the belly, open the chest up to the ceiling, and exhale. Bring the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, round into the lower back. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Try to open the chest as much as possible. Draw the shoulder blades down, and exhale, round into the lower back. And last time, inhale, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, and exhale, round into the lower back. Lengthen up through the spine, start lifting the elbows up over the head, draw the elbows back, draw the shoulder blades together, open the chest up to the ceiling, and place the hands down onto the ground. So now we're going to come into tabletop position. So bring the knees just underneath the hips and the hands just underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers, lengthen through the spine, try to really draw the front of the body towards the back of the body to create as much space in the spine as possible. Push the sit bones back and lengthen through the top of the head forward. Now draw the inside of the elbows forward. If you have very supple elbows, try not to push maybe too much. Try to think more about sort of the top of the arm coming forward. Draw the shoulder blades back, lower the belly, inhale, take a large inhalation forward, open the chest as much as possible. And exhale, one vertebrae after the next. Start pushing the feet into the ground, round into the back, and look at the belly button. Try to really draw the sit bones down towards the ground and inhale one vertebrae after the next. Follow your breath. Try to open the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades back, open the bust, and exhale. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale back. And inhale, reach forward. And exhale back. Come back to tabletop position. Bring the big toes together, separate the knees. Lengthen the chest forward. So for this one you can choose, if it's too much for you to open to one side, you can directly go into the twist. If not, lift the right hand to the side, open the chest as much as possible. Try to keep the pelvis stable. So this part you can skip, you can just directly go into where you thread the arm underneath the other arm. Turn the left fingertips up to the ceiling. You can slightly turn the fingertips in towards you. Try to keep the pelvis as centered as possible and breathe into the twist. Draw the shoulder blades together. So you have your right shoulder on the floor, your right ear on the floor, the side of your head on the floor. And you're breathing into the lower belly and into the chest. Opening up. Slowly come back center. Place the right hand onto the ground. Once more, you can do a few more cat-cows in center. So lower the belly, open the chest, reach forward, and exhale, round into the back. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale, round into the back. Now come back center, lift the left arm up to the ceiling, reach the fingertips so you can skip this part, and then just thread the left arm underneath the right one. Turn the right fingertips, turn them slightly facing towards you inwards. Draw the shoulder blades together, keep the pelvis center, and breathe into the passive twist. One more time. And use your belly to slowly come back up to center. Walk your hands slightly further forward. Turn the hands facing outward. Once again, if your elbows are really supple, try to really rotate more the top of the arms forward. Now, dig your toes into the ground, and you're just going to lift the pelvis up into downward facing dog. So for the moment, you can keep the knees really bent. Try to really push the heels down towards the ground, but without forcing. And you can just sort of shake your head yes and no, and breathe a little bit in downward facing dog. Also try to be really aware of your floating ribs. So it's the ribs here on the side, and you're going to try to connect them down towards the pelvis to create more space in the spine. So swallow your floating ribs and breathe. We'll stay in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. You can try find a little bit of movement, so you can lift up on your toes and push your heels down towards the ground. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg, look underneath the armpit from side to side, and breathe. For the last 2 breaths, try to find a bit of stillness in the movement, so you're just concentrating on the breath. And then we're slowly, very slowly going to walk up to the top of the mat, one foot in front of the other, and come into a forward fold. So keep your feet at least hip width apart, and just release the upper body over the legs. Keep the legs really bent. So I mentioned problems with sciatica, so this is not a great pose if you have problems with sciatica. You can do this sitting down in a chair, just releasing over the legs, or maybe sort of propped up on a chair to help you so that you're not completely into the fold. If not, just stay in this position and breathe. Slowly bend the knees and roll up, one vertebrae after the next. When you come up, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale, draw the hands down to the heart. Bend the knees, lower the arms. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, pull the elbows back behind you and just float back down over the legs. 3 times Ardha Uttanasana. So you're going to slide the hands up to the hips, pull the elbows back, lengthen through the spine, push the sit bones back, try to really connect the floating ribs on the side and the lower ribs, lengthen through the neck, and exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, release. Place both hands on the ground. Now lift up the right leg. So really try to round into the back to create space and just take a big step behind you with the right leg. We're immediately going to pivot on the back foot. So the back of the foot is in alignment with the mat, but you can have a slight inward rotation of the thigh. So if this happens, to protect the knee, try to keep the foot and the knee in alignment and lift up into Warrior Two. You don't need to go too deeply into the front knee on this one. You can be slightly higher up if necessary. Try to pull the right wrist over the right ankle to keep your body really centered. Now start to straighten the right leg by really lifting up the knee. So pull up through the knee, really engage the inner thigh. Now send the hips out towards, the left leg to the right and lean over the left leg. So your bust is opening up to the ceiling. Try to draw the shoulder blades together, really connect into your belly. If you need, you can use a block in this posture. Open the chest and breathe. Slowly bend the left knee and come back into Warrior Two. Lengthen through the spine. And you're just going to take a big step up to the front of your mat. Bring the hands together, close your eyes, inhale. And exhale, release. Bend your knees, lower your hands down to the ground, lift up, inhale, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, and exhale, pull the elbows back behind you and float back down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lift the hands up to the tops of the thighs, pull the shoulder blades back, push the elbows back, connect the rib cage, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, release. Place both hands on the ground and take a big step back, so round into your back with your left leg and place the foot directly into Warrior Two position, so in alignment with the back of the mat. If you need to protect your knees, so you can have a slight inward rotation and lift up into Warrior Two. So really reach your arms to the side. Try to use your chest to support the arms. Reach through the fingertips. Press into the outer edge of the foot and pull your left wrist over your left ankle. Breathe. Start to straighten through your right leg. So engage the inner thigh and the outer thigh. Pull up through the knee. So it's like you're lifting up the knee, so without blocking. Now stop pulling back through your left hips. Reach wide, 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 wide to the side and reach down into triangle pose. Draw the shoulder blades together. Try to really engage the belly. If you need some support, you can use a block or a chair to be higher up. If you're very stiff as well, you can always use a chair in these postures. Draw the shoulder blades together, breathe. And then bend the knee, come back into Warrior Two, and step back up to the front of your mat. Bring the hands together, close the eyes a second, and just try to find your center. Lower the hands to the ground. So we're just going to concentrate on some very light ab work, just by trying to find our center. So we're going to play with gravity a bit. So you're just going to lift the arms up, lift up onto your toes, lift the arms up to the ceiling, and exhale, lower the arms back down. Lift the arms up to the ceiling, inhale. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift up to the ceiling and lower back down. And the next time that you lift up, you're just going to lift up the right leg instead of lifting up on the toes. So lift up the right leg. Try to really contract the lower belly. Draw the shoulder blades down. Keep the chest open. Breathe. And release. Change sides. So place your weight over your right leg. Once again, we're just going to lift up on the toes and exhale, lower. So there's a slight contraction in the lower belly. Lift up and lower. Last time, lift up and lower, and then just change sides. So place the weight onto the right side and lift up the left leg. So try to really find your center, engage your lower belly, strengthen through your abs, connect to your core. Inhale and exhale, release. Come back center, lower the arms, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, pull the elbows behind you, float down over the arms. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, so lift up, pull the elbows back, inhale, and exhale, release. Now walk it back down to downward facing dog. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last time, inhale, and exhale. And slowly lower the knees to the ground. Come back into tabletop position. Place the hands under the shoulders. Place the knees underneath the hips. And we'll just do a few more cat-cow. So lower the belly, open the chest, and exhale, round into the back. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, round into the back. Last time, inhale. And exhale. If you need a bit more at that point, you could have straightened one leg, lifted it up off the ground, and just with one leg, trying to really keep the center to get a little bit of more ab work in, you could use one leg 3 times on one side, and then the opposite side just to engage the abs a bit more, but because it's for sore back, that may not be appropriate for some people. So now we're just going to come and sit down on the ground and slowly roll down onto our backs. Place the feet on the ground. We're going to do some very light abs, just with the feet placed on the ground. If you need a bit more, you can lift the legs up over the pelvis, but it may be easier with the feet just placed on the ground. So interlace your fingers, place them behind your neck. Try to really hold your neck and your head with your hands. So you're not lifting up with the neck, it's really the bust that's lifting up the neck and the head. So don't crunch, don't pull on the neck and the head. Inhale. Exhale, connect the floating ribs down to the pelvis and lift the head right up to the ceiling. Try to push the chin back as if you're pushing in a drawer. Keep the chest as open as possible and release. Inhale and exhale, lift up and inhale, release. Exhale, lift up and inhale, release. And exhale, lift up. And inhale, release. Keep going. And release. And lift up. And release. And lift up last time. And release everything. Hug the knees into the chest for a second and just very gently rock from side to side, really feeling the lower back pressing into the ground. Breathe. Now place the right foot on the ground and lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Flex, point the foot. So the knee can be bent if this is a bit difficult. Just try to move the ankle slightly. And now you're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Thread the needle, so slide the left hand in between the left thigh and the right thigh, and the right hand around the right leg, and just interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Try to open up the left hip. So this can vary from side to side. I've got one side, my left side is really closed and my right side's more open. So it really depends on your body. You can either flex both feet or point one foot and flex the other one according to what you feel works best for you, but try to keep the feet as active as possible. Pull the right thigh towards you with your arms and create a slight opposition with your right leg, so you're pulling back, but really try to keep your pelvis down on the ground, so don't lift up through the pelvis. If this isn't possible, you can use a strap or a belt to hold behind the leg, and just try to breathe into the lower belly. Now slowly place the right foot onto the ground, straighten the left leg up to the ceiling, and gently release the left foot to the floor. Same thing on the opposite side. Lift up the right leg, flex and point the foot a little bit, draw a few circles with the ankle, and then cross the right leg over the left leg. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, activate both feet, rotate the right hip out, pull the left thigh towards you and push back into your hands with the left thigh. So you're creating an opposition. Really keep your pelvis pressing down onto the ground and your spine as long as possible. And breathe. Now slowly lower the left foot to the ground, lift the right foot up to the ceiling and place the right foot on the ground. Once again, you're going to hug both knees into your chest, open your arms to the side, so either straight to the side or in cactus arms, whatever works best for you. And you're just going to let both knees fall to one side. Look in the opposite direction and try to really breathe into the lower back. Use the belly, so draw back through the belly as you come back through center, and exhale to the opposite side. Come back center one more time on each side. So roll to one side, exhale, release everything. Try to really breathe into the lower belly, breathe into the organs, breathe into the back. And use the muscles in the belly to come back center and roll to the opposite side. And stay. Now you're just going to roll completely to the side into the fetal position. Stay for a moment in the fetal position, breathe. And then slowly come back up and sit at the front of your mat. So this was a very light sequence for back pain. Not too much pressure, so very light, not too many standing positions, just for people who are really stuck at a desk and aren't getting to move much. I hope you enjoyed it. Bring your hands together, press your palms together, slightly lean your head forward, and lift your thumbs up to the third eye, and you're just going to take a moment to thank yourself for this time that you have taken. Namaste.